Hi guys. Hi. I kind of want to tell you guys a story, but it's not a story I'm really involved in, except for somebody like kind of choosing for me to be involved in it and like forcing me to be involved in it, which is funny. Also, I just have tea bags. Oops. I'm just gonna like put them on my skin for no reason, but I feel like it does something. I forgot what it does. Right? Anyway, I'm Celeste, by the way, but I wanted to tell you guys a short story that's very weird, but okay. It's gonna be like drama, I guess. Not really, because I'm not like the one who's weird here, but you'll get it. So there's this girl I used to be friends with like years and years ago. I was like 19 or 20 like the last time I even saw her, and I'm 23 now. And like the last time I had any communication with her that I consented to, because it apparently got weird. So that I was aware of, you know, it's giving like, how many times did you talk to the mirror and you were pretty sure you were talking to me on the other side, like somehow, right? It became weird. So this girl and I used to be friends with this girl, okay? We'll start there. And there was this guy that I like told her about, but she was the only person I told about him, right? About the situation. She was the only person I told about it, so I knew like if somebody randomly talked to me about that guy that it would be her, because she was the only one who knew, right? You get where I'm going with this. Now, recently, while I was at my last job, and I was there very briefly, while I was working at Coverage X and Palmer, which again, very recently, randomly out of nowhere, because I'm psychic, I start to just like feel a certain way, but I don't take it seriously. Because I'm like, oh, like it doesn't really matter. Anyway, I start to just like remember that girl exists, and I was like, oh, like I feel like she's just like weirdly like still obsessed with me. Like for some reason I feel like she like would want to like kill me or something over it. Like I feel like she's like a weirdo, right? But like whatever, like maybe she's like doing a curse or something. Like maybe she like buried something underground the normal peaceful way. Like, and again, I didn't do anything to her, so just whatever. Like I did randomly have that idea about her, but I was like, whatever, I'm gonna ignore that, because like just because I'm psychic doesn't mean, like maybe she was thinking about it, but it doesn't mean like anything, right? And I haven't talked to her in years, so whatever, like she probably isn't thinking about me for real. Like I just thought of it that way, like I just thought she was. That's right, like not my business, whatever. Maybe she does feel weird, hasn't really moved on, but like maybe it's not as intense as like I interpreted it as being, right? And then during the time that I worked there, I just randomly get like an anonymous text of someone pretending to be that guy, but I knew that guy wasn't reaching out to me, because it's not like it like ended on good terms, but like the girl doesn't know. Does that make sense? But it's also like you can tell when somebody's texting which person it is, because they don't conceal that, because they're not smart. So she was only texting based on like her own imagination of what she thought the guy would have been like, trying to see if she could impersonate him. You get where this is going? But oh, I just had that idea about the girl, but whatever. And like now I can tell it's her. So I'm only texting back trying to figure out like, why is she even texting me? Like, what's going on? Right? She sends like sexual like she's trying to send like a sexual conversation, and I'm like not returning the energy, because first of all I know it's not the guy, but also I'm like, even if it was the guy, like and I know it's not, but I was like, oh, like, or like I knew it in the moment it wasn't. So I was like, first of all, he wasn't gonna show up and just say like sexual stuff out of nowhere, because first of all we were friends before we were anything else, so like and it didn't end on good terms, so like he wasn't gonna show up saying something sexual not knowing where it's gonna go and then ruining like the possible friendship. That wasn't gonna make sense. Girl who's impersonating the guy decides that would be, first of all, that like she didn't really know anything about him or the friendship, so like mysteriously she only knows, and she thinks she's like texting anonymously or as him, like impersonating, right, the whole time. So yeah, I was like, oh, why is she doing this? Like, I don't know anybody who knows you. Like, I do not know anybody who knows you. Like, we don't have friends in common. Like, there's no one I like talked to who like knew you. Nobody I've talked to has like ever met you. Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? And she had like never met the guy, so it was like super obvious, right? Like who she was and who she thought she was like impersonating, but it was only the version of like the little scraps of information that she like knew, or like, you know what I mean, whatever I told her and she like believed it a certain way, whatever. Like, it's giving like oh, you think you knew that, so you're trying to say something. Like, so yeah, she's just trying to have like a sexual conversation. I'm not returning that energy. I'm like, okay, so the girl's like obsessed with me, maybe. Like, I don't want to think of it that way. I'm like, maybe she has like some really good reason for like, it's like a prank, like it's like a YouTube video. She doesn't do YouTube, but like maybe there's like a really good reason for this somehow, right? So I'm like, why are you like talking to me, whatever? At some point she's like, tell me your body count. I'm like, what? What? First of all, that guy wasn't really gonna care about that. To like, what, judge me on that? Like, it wasn't gonna like make sense. This girl is texting to find that out years after the friendship ended. Years and years and years after the friendship ended. But she's texting in like a rude way, like trying to like hurt my feelings somehow, like pretending to be the guy, but I was like, it's not working. Because I'm not that easy to hurt and I know who it is talking. like I didn't say that. I didn't like say I knew who she was because I wanted to see like what she thought she knew. What does she think she knows? Like, what does she think she knows? I'm like, even this is a boring story. Like, I don't really care to even make the YouTube video, but you might as well find out the story because like, I don't care. But like, I was like, oh, this is weird. This is weird. Like, this girl is like obsessed with me in a sexual way, but this is a straight girl who I used to be friends with, and she thinks the only way to get to me is pretending to be a guy who, like, I used to talk to. Used to. Emphasis on like a long time ago. Like, a long time ago. Like, it wouldn't make sense. Like, to be reaching out in like such a like rude, crazy way. I don't know what kind of drugs this girl just tried for the first time, but she is not the person I thought. I don't know what this is. So yeah. Yeah. It's I was sort of just like thinking to myself before starting the video, I was like, even if I for some reason decided I was like obsessed with like Madison Beer, well, I wasn't gonna decide I wanted to know Madison Beer's body count, and especially not at a cost to like her sanity, or like, you know what I mean? I was never gonna want to know like Madison Beer's body count because I don't care about the tea that much, but also because would she want me to know? Or would that be weird? You know what I'm saying? But you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Even if I decided to like idolize somebody and think they're so beautiful and I want to know everything, I wasn't gonna want to know the part that they don't want me to know, because that would be weird. That would be like boundaries and not normal. And now it means this girl's like obsessed with like my body and in a sexual way. But again, this is a straight girl who I used to be friends with a long time ago, years and years ago, and have not had any contact with. It's kind of giving like, oh, but here's the thing, right? You kind of wouldn't want to know information like that if you're actively like being rude to somebody, like in like very extreme ways. She was like texting the most nasty stuff I've ever seen. She said she had subscribed to my OnlyFans. I was like, girl, you're completely straight. And you've always been, and like, and we used to be friends, and like, and she didn't know. Basically, I had started OnlyFans when I was 19, but then I had stopped for multiple years because I wanted to like figure out my life and stuff. But like, I took a break for like multiple years and then started again. she didn't know I had ever stopped, so she didn't know I had ever started again. She must have been subscribed back when I was 19 when I was still friends with her. But like, that I didn't know of, but I only had like 10 subscribers. Now I have like 7 or something, I don't know, but like, because we downgraded, I don't know. But like, so you were just one of them back then? This obsession has been so long, but like now that we're not friends, like you didn't like end the obsession that I didn't know about. Like, it's always been like an obsession with my body in a sexual way, even though you're a straight woman. I'm just gonna point and laugh because what is that? Like, it's giving, this is a person whose life is now so starved that mine is interesting. That mine is interesting? Girl. Woo! I'm like, I barely leave my house. Cause that would be like inconvenient for me. I don't know, dude. Like, what? That's not interesting. Like, that's not remotely interesting. It's giving, she doesn't feel like she's very attractive or hot. Not because of me, not because it's like maybe she would be texting as herself to try to like get with me. It's not giving that, because it's giving like straight woman is obsessed because she wants to be you. But it's also giving, again, what I was thinking. So the whole time while she's texting, while she's saying like super nasty stuff, like in between, she would keep like hinting at something as if she thinks that like God and the devil are like watching, or like Jesus is watching, but like she thinks that it's like some weird like contract with Jesus. Like, this girl is like in a spiritual psychosis or something as she's texting me, because she can't figure out who she's texting. But she's texting me, but like she thinks that it's like Jesus who's like really reading the text or something. Like, she's trying to like go insane, like, but like in a stupid way. So I can tell that I wasn't wrong when I had all those psychic concepts of like her wanting me to die, because every like 4 texts she said something that sounds like she's trying to describe like my body after I died. And like after she tried to like bury me or something, like, or like I hope I get away with it, like weird shit. Like, that's how it feels. So I'm like, whoa. I'm just like, what is, first of all, this girl doesn't know where I am. She doesn't know where I live. Like, she lives far away. It's not like, you know, but it's giving like, what's wrong with you? It's giving, is she trying to like somehow find out my IP address? You know what I mean? Like, like it's giving like if you go to the mall and she's like there for some reason trying to look at you, like, what? But it's giving like you're in the dressing room like changing and she's like trying to look at you, like it's not normal. But it also feels like she doesn't feel like she's hot, so she feels like when, like, if she's somebody's grandma someday, she can't show them a picture of like how hot she used to be, because she isn't gonna have that. It's like she feels like she can tell them what she did to me and it's gonna be like on the same level to her future grandchildren. Like, what? Like I said, this girl is like not normal, like mentally. I'm such a boring person to be obsessed with right now. Like, I have like nothing going on. I have nothing going on, but like, and she's describing over text like, oh, I saw this photo over on like OnlyFans like a long time ago or something, and it's like detailed of like exactly like what the photo was. I'm like, again, I'm just gonna point and laugh because what? Like, dude, this woman needs a psych ward. This woman needs a psych ward, like, bad. And the whole time she's texting me, I'm thinking about how I still have like her mom's phone number. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, honestly, dude, I'm not gonna send it to her mom, but wouldn't that be so funny? Like, I didn't, but like, I was like, what if I screenshotted this and like send it to her mom? Like, just figure this out. Like, I don't know if they still live together because we were super young when we were hanging out, because it was a long time ago. Also, I'm not like perfect. Like, I'm skinny and short, but I'm not like, not to be like, you know what I mean? Like, I love like self-love and I am confident and stuff, but I'm not like a hottest person on the planet or something. Like, it doesn't have to be me. Like, like, I'm not like ugly, but it doesn't, I mean, I am sometimes. I am ugly sometimes. Like it's not giving like the level of vanity you think it is. But again, the spiritual psychosis of it all is like, I'm a witch, but this girl thought she was talking to Jesus when she was talking to me about her sins that were what she wanted to do to me in the future. Like, like, it's not giving, like, that's the energy it felt like. So, and it was, you know, again, after I had already had ideas of like, she wants to like harm me in some way, then she shows up over text. And so, whatever. But yeah, so again, person doesn't know anything about me currently, which is why she had no current material to use to try to start the conversation. She could only use very dated material that proved exactly who I was talking to when she thought she was anonymous. Because when you tell somebody about a certain person and like a certain situation, like in person, right? Like when you were friends, you know exactly the people you knew at that time. So you're like, oh, so I know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're trying to tell me about people who I knew back then and pretend that you're them. Then I know exactly who I told that to. And like what your interpretation of that was. Like, it's just giving loser energy if I'm interesting in that way. It's not like I get it if people are like, oh, I like your art, whatever. Like, this girl doesn't know I like made songs ever. This girl doesn't know I had like albums that I was working on. This girl doesn't know about like my YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? This girl doesn't know about like my YouTube channel. This girl doesn't know about like my Instagram or something. Like, this girl doesn't have like TikTok. Like, this girl doesn't, and I'm not famous. I have 1,000 subscribers on here, and that's the highest social media I have. Like, again, make it about somebody who's actually like doing well for themselves. This is a girl who's like college educated, knows how to drive, like has a car, like all that stuff, right? Like, it's giving, if I don't have any of that, why would you be so obsessed with me that you're trying to like cause harm in my life over it? Like, you have so many amazing like blessings. Why do you have to be talking to me who doesn't have like that exact list of things, right? Like, why are you so obsessed with me that you can't like calm down? Like, take a minute. Like, I'm sure there's people in your current life right now who you can become a little bit obsessed with and it wouldn't be weird, but it's becoming psychosis and a mental asylum that it's me that you're still interested in. Like, I'm not kidding. It's giving like, you're thinking about like 2021 right now, girl. You're obsessed with 2021. Like, it's 2026. Like, it's not giving normal that like this girl is like trying to be that weird to me, you know? Like, it's not feeling normal. Anyway, I wanted to tell the story just because we can all kind of laugh at that and, you know how to not be weird to people. And like, if they're just not in your life, they're not in your life. Don't be the bigger loser and reach out in some anonymous way, pretending to be somebody. I love you. If they wouldn't respond if they knew who you were, don't reach out. Because what is that? Anyway, I love you. Bye. Okay, really quick, in editing, I realized before the video uploads, I was like, wait, I'm gonna actually like just add into this one part. So, like I said, when I started having like psychic ideas of like the girl wanting to like harm me in some way or like wanting to kill me, I actually started to have like visions, or like kind of visions a little bit, like not to be like weird, but like, because again, I didn't take it seriously, but I am very spiritual, so I'm like tapped in enough that like I could tell like exactly what she wanted to like do to me. So I'm gonna tell you exactly. First of all, I did know who it was. Now it's sort of lining up, like I'm like, oh, like what I thought she wanted to do was like real. So again, this is literally just disturbing and like gross, but that's how people are when they become like obsessed with you. Like it might seem cute to them for a second, but it becomes like something really horrifying and disgusting. So I just started to have like intrusive thoughts that were kind of like a psychic warning, like an omen about this girl, but it was like her voice, sort of, as if she's talking about me. Like, the idea was that she wanted to not only kill me, but like decorate my like body in a certain way before just burying me. But it's in like a disturbing way. So apparently the idea was that she wanted to like shove like feminine products inside my body. Sorry if that's like a trigger warning for someone. I don't know how it possibly could be, because nobody thinks like that, which is part of why I just kind of let the idea go. I was like, well, I'm very creative. Maybe I just had the idea for some reason. Like, I know that I don't care about this girl, and I know that I care about my own safety, so like I wouldn't be thinking like that on my own. But I'm just gonna like not take it seriously, because maybe she just had like a weird idea herself and like wasn't gonna like make it about anything real, right? Like, what I mean by that is like tampons and pads, like specifically, like as if this woman thought, and she's older than me, but like so like to be thinking like that, but like I just had the idea, like it's like the intrusive thoughts I had were literally like her voice, as if she's trying to ask me, do I want that? Like for her to be like about to be like in the process of like trying to bury my dead body, like as if she's trying to ask, like, do I want her to shove like tampons and pads like inside my body, like a piñata, like first. And so another, like, it would be a synchronicity if it weren't like confirmation in the text that she sent me. I'm just gonna put this clip at the end, so if you stay watching, you know, but yeah. In the text that she sent me, she was pretending to be the guy, but like the guy would never say something that would be like disturbing to me in any way. And men don't really talk like this, and women don't really talk like this. She was like, and again, like I knew who it was the whole time, but like after she started to like talk about like trying to ask about my body count, I was like, why are you asking? Like I knew who it was, but I didn't say I knew who it was. She was like, I just want to see you stuffed. I was like, oh, like all those intrusive thoughts I've been having about you specifically? Now that you're pretending to be the guy that only you know about? Who, again, was only gonna want to be like a friend and wasn't gonna want to make me uncomfortable in any way if he did reach out, but he didn't reach out because we're not on like the best terms ever. Like, oh, girl who I know exactly who it is and had all these intrusive thoughts about, you want to see me what? Stuffed with, she didn't say with what, which was again her psychosis with like Jesus, where she thought that somehow Jesus would be like consenting to this happening, and in her mind again she was like so like spiraling that she had the idea that somehow like maybe she was telepathically talking to me and asking if I actually wanted that to happen. Dude, what? I don't even know you. I don't even talk to you. It's been years and years and years since I've even allowed you into my life in any capacity, and you've only become a more disturbed, worse person. So again, this is just confirmation that I was right to end the friendship. But to have somebody try to plot that on you, and then have confirmation of that from the literal person, is on a different level. But anyway, I love you guys. I hope that maybe you found the video interesting. Hopefully, if you got anything out of it. Sometimes if you have like a random intrusive thought about somebody and you try to ignore it, and then you start to have visions about them doing something specific to you, but you try to ignore it because you're like, maybe they're just being weird and it's not serious. Maybe they just put out a weird curse. Like, no. Then they start texting you, and it is them who actually wants that and like tells you that like the visions were right. I don't know. Anyway, bye. I'm done with this conversation. Probably never going to talk about it again, but I'm just going to add it to the internet. Goodbye.